do not need $5,000 to be good at sim drifting. Today I'm breaking down my entire sim racing setup, the upgrades that actually matter, and why this mid-tier setup is the absolute sweet spot for sim drifting and racing. I've been sim drifting and racing since I was 11, which is exactly 10 years ago now, and I've been through many different sim racing products, and I'm just going to walk you through everything I'm running right now. No fluff. Just what it is. First, we're going to start with how I have everything mounted. I'm using the Next Level Racing GTLite Pro Cockpit, and I'm gonna be honest, they sent it to me, but not on any type of sponsor or ad. But for 300 bucks, it does the job. It is 100 times better than a desk setup. It is very sturdy and folds if you don't have much space. For example, when I'm not using it, I fold it up and put it beside my desk. If you're just starting out and don't want to spend a fortune on a rig before you even know if you're going to stick with it, this is a reasonable place to land. And I'm not going to sit here and pretend like it's more than it is. It's 100% a starter rig, but doesn't really feel like one once you're in it. And if that's a little bit too high for you, something that I had previously was a GT Omega Pro wheel stand, which is not a cockpit, so it doesn't come with a chair, but at the moment it's 190 bucks. And next up is my base. I'm running the Moza R9 V3, which is direct drive, meaning the motor is directly attached to the wheel with no gears or belts in between. You feel everything, every curb, every slip, and every correction the car wants to make. It all comes through your hands. I had a Logitech G29, which is a gear-driven force feedback system, then upgraded to the Moza R3. And the difference was not subtle. Even with the R3 having such low power, it completely blows the G29 out of the water. The difference is astronomical between the two. But then about a year later, I upgraded to the R9. And the R9 specifically is not the most powerful wheelbase, but for drifting, it's way more than enough. You don't need something that's constantly trying to rip your arms off. In fact, I don't even run all the power in the base. The Moza R3 or R5 is completely fine for drifting if you don't want to spend that much money. But just to let you know, Moza is mostly PC. The R3 does have an Xbox version, but no Moza products are compatible on PlayStation, at least for the moment. Next is the actual wheel. I'm running the NRG deep dish wheel, and I specifically went deep dish for drifting. It's 3 inches deep, which is how far the wheel sits towards you. Deep dish puts the wheel closer to your chest, so when you're doing big rotations or full lock corrections, your arms have more room to move. So it feels more natural, like being in an actual drift car. Even though I've never been in an actual drift car, I just assume that's how it is. And the quick release to actually connect the wheel to the base is also NRG. And you could go Moza because that one's cheaper, but I've heard some horror stories about the Moza quick release. So I went NRG because I chose the NRG wheel, and the quick release attached to the base, no problems at all. And it's very quick to pull the wheel off and replace it with a different one. And it's very solid and locked in, and that's really important when you're going up in Newton meters of torque. I don't think enough people talk about the wheel itself. Everyone focuses on the base, but what you're actually holding shapes the experience. Next up, pedals. I'm using the Moza SRP Pedals, which comes with a low cell brake. Now I'll be straight with you, I resisted getting these pedals for quite some time because of the price jump, and I had the SRP Lite pedals before it because they came with my Moza R3, but then those pedals broke, so then I was like, okay, I'll just get the SRP pedals. And I'll be honest, once I finally used them, I wish I had upgraded sooner. See, the SRP Lite pedals are spring pedals, which are fine until you use low cell pedals with the different sensors. And then you realize you've been guessing with your feet the entire time. Low cell reads pressure, not position. So the harder you push, the harder you brake. It's exactly like a real car. You can actually feel the threshold where the pedals do the most work. And that's just information you don't get from spring pedals. The SRP pedals specifically are really solid under your foot. No flex, no movement. They stay exactly where you put them. If you have them mounted, of course. Moving on to the handbrake. It's from Amazon. Yeah, Amazon for like 40 bucks. And it works. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you to go spend 150 bucks on a handbrake when this one does exactly what you need it to do. Is it the most premium thing in my setup? Not by a long shot. But has it been working for the last 4 years consistently? Yes, and that's all I need. Sometimes the budget option works completely fine, and this is one of those times. Next up, shifter. I have the SHA shifter, which is the best budget shifter on the market. For 130 euros, which is about 150 bucks, you get a shifter that's both H pattern and sequential. I've only had 2 different types of shifters in my lifetime. The Logitech shifter, which is honestly just terrible. I went through like 4 or 5 of them for 60 bucks each, and I was over it, so I just saved up a little bit more money and got the SHA shifter. I am on my second one after the first one broke after, I think, 3 years of using it, but still, absolutely great for the money. And not much more to say about it, honestly. It does what a shifter should do, and it does it well. Here's the thing I want to be real about though. This setup took a while to get to. I brought things that didn't work out. I brought things I thought I needed but didn't, and I brought some things I thought were optional but turned out to be the most important part. Nobody's setup is perfect from the start. And if you're watching this and your setup looks nothing like mine right now, that is fine. Start with what you can afford. The wheel you actually use beats the setup you're saving for every single time. This is just where I ended up after so many years of trial and error, and it works for me. Your version of this may look completely different, and that's no problem. So that's my full setup, and if you got any questions about it, drop them in the comments below, and I'll answer what I can.